My understanding of culture tells me about the social behavior and the norms of human societies.
Die manier van hoe 'n sekere groep mense dinge doen, jy weet of dit nou sekere set normes is, standaarde is, gewoontes is wat hulle eien maak aan wanneer mense sal praat van wie dink ons is Marlies, jy weet, maar net van sien dan weet ons wie is Marlies, jy weet, so net van sien hoe 'n sekere groep mense doen kan ons dan weet maar dit is daai klas mense of daai tipe mense en dit sal ons sê dit is hulle kultuur, jy weet, en ek sal ook sê, jy weet, dan hulle sal gaan en dit bietjie verder vat vir die volgende generasie sodat dit nou nie verlore kan gaan nie, sodat daai manier van dinge doen, daai normes, waardes of sosiale gedrag, jy weet, eien bly aan hulle groep. So ja, dit is wat ek sal sê kultuur is.
Culture is how we define each other and ultimately we come together as one. We need to learn and we need to embrace each other's culture, and that is the way to go.
Culture for me is the way of living. Yes, the way that we used to do things, certain things. We inherited that system or that way of living from our and grandparents. So that in its own define the culture.
Ek dink dis 'n mens se idees, jou normes en waardes en op die einde van die dag gee dit vir jou 'n gevoel van behoort, van belonging by 'n plek waar mens werk of 'n sosiale gemeenskap waar jy is.
You're referring to the way we do things around here, and one can also qualify that by saying it's the activities or the processes in an organization which have been accepted by the organization as the working way of the organization.
Okay, kultuur vir my is maar iets wat jy op jou agtergrond van groot geword het. Dis 'n manier van hoe jy elke dag tot dag aanpak. So jy het dit aangeleer, soos wat jy groot geword het en jy glo dit is die norm en die waarde wat jy vorentoe vat en die manier van hoe jy elke dag se optrede is. Soms kan kultuur definitief verander word want jy kan by ander leer en ek dink dit is waar ons is in 'n unieke plek soos Suid-Afrika waar ons verskeie kulture het met verskillende opinies en waar ons by mekaar kan leer om mekaar se kulture selfs in te neem en te versterk, maar ook jou eie perspektief oor sieninge wat ons het in kultuur.
My opinion, culture is the belief system, the rules whereby a organization runs. Most importantly, it's actually the unwritten rules, whereby the Northwest University family works. It's a culture, from my perspective, what culture is.
Culture is complicated. There's a lot of different parts to it. I think the main thing about culture is that it's a part of who we are, but it's not completely what makes me me. I still have my individuality, but culture is the basics of where do I go to grow from there onwards. I think the idea of the complication comes in is that we abuse culture to make it work for us at times, but at the same time we're proud to say we are certain parts of a culture as well. But it's ever changing. That what we do now, we maybe didn't do 100 years ago. So culture is constantly changing, and I think a lot of people forget that sometimes, and that's what makes it cool but complicated.
Culture plays a very important part in all our lives. It's a way of life, I think. And I also think that it's part of what shapes our social relationships. Culture is also how we make sense of the world and how we link with one another. It's vitality and it's health. It's the health of the community. Culture is also our value systems, our beliefs, and our attitudes towards things based on our backgrounds and where we're from.
I think culture is a set of rules that people subscribe to. It's rules that they all agree to, rules that they all follow, rules that they all love, and rules that they are willing to die for.